If you're a man over 40, there's a 40% chance your testosterone is already low, putting you at higher risk for heart disease, diabetes, and even premature death. Today, I'm going to share the top 10 things you need to avoid if you want to naturally boost your testosterone levels. Now, low testosterone can also lead to all sorts of frustrating symptoms like low energy, brain fog, and decreased muscle mass. And it's even linked to many serious health risks like heart disease, diabetes, and osteoporosis. In fact, men with low testosterone even have an increased risk of all-cause mortality, meaning death. Well, I said 40% of 45-year-olds have low testosterone. When you get to 80, almost half of men have it. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about evidence-based things you should steer clear of to keep your testosterone levels optimized. Number one, avoid highly processed foods. Diets that are high in refined sugars, processed grains, and trans fats have been linked to lower testosterone levels. These foods are what we call hyperpalatable, meaning that these are so easy to eat more than you need, causing blood sugar spikes over time, leading to weight gain and metabolic issues, all of which lower testosterone. So instead of reaching for chips or cookies the next time you're hungry, focus on snacks like veggies and fruit, lean meats, cottage cheese, or even yogurt, foods that actually support your health and your hormones. Number two, avoid extra weight or metabolic syndrome. So many studies have shown that being overweight or having conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol significantly increase your risk of having low testosterone. In one study of men who were either between the ages of 40 to 79 who lost 10% of their body weight, they saw testosterone levels increase by 85 nanograms per deciliter. That's really impressive. Number three, avoid sleep deprivation or poor sleep hygiene. Did you know that since the 1980s, adults are getting not only less sleep, but poorer quality sleep? That is a huge problem for testosterone. One study on over 2,300 men found that for each hour less of sleep, testosterone drops by about 6 points. In another study, healthy adults who went from 8 hours of sleep a night to 5 hours of sleep saw a 15% decrease in their testosterone. And while you think most people are getting more than 5 hours, about 15% of working adults are regularly getting about 5 hours. So about 1 in 6 people. So make sleep a priority. Make sure keep a consistent schedule, minimize blue light before bed, aim for sleep that's both deep and long enough so that you get restful, good sleep. Now, in the same vein, don't ignore sleep apnea. Now, sleep apnea is a condition where a person repeatedly stops breathing throughout the night because they have airway blockage. And often you'll know you have sleep apnea because your partner will comment on things like you're really loud snorer, or you're gasping or choking in the middle of the night, or you have a very thick neck circumference. And men who have untreated sleep apnea often have significantly lower testosterone. In a 2016 study, men who had sleep apnea and started using a CPAP machine saw their testosterone increase by 222 nanograms per deciliter. Now, speaking of sleep, I'm so excited to partner with 8 Sleep to tell you about their 8 Sleep mattress cover, the Pod 5. It is a smart mattress cover, and you put it right on top of your mattress, and it regulates your body temperature throughout the night separately for each side of the bed. So my husband likes things cooler, so he keeps his temperature cooler, and I set mine a little warmer so I don't wake up shivering in the middle of the night. It also has an AI-driven autopilot, which essentially learns your sleep patterns and automatically adjusts your temperature to optimize your sleep. It monitors things like sleep stages, heart rate variability, and more, and you don't have to wear any trackers. Now, we know sleep is so important for testosterone, and this pod has been clinically proven to lead to 1 hour of additional quality sleep per night. I love my 8 Sleep so much that I can't sleep without it. When I go on vacation, I can't wait to get back to my bed because I tend to sleep so much better and deeper, and ultimately perform better the next day. So if you want better sleep, you have to try this. Head over to 8sleep.com/Dr. Malik and use the code Dr. Malik to get $350 off your very own Pod 5 Ultra. And the best part is you get 30 days to try it at home and return it if you don't like it. But I'm pretty sure you're going to love it. Number 4, avoid only doing high intensity endurance training. So running and cycling, things like that are really great for your heart and your overall health. But if you're spending hours doing just cardio, you can actually blunt your testosterone response. When you have really long, intense sessions, your body releases more cortisol, or your stress hormone, which then essentially lowers testosterone. However, if you do specific exercises like resistance training of large muscle groups or high-intensity interval training, these have been shown to actually increase testosterone. And of course, moderate endurance exercise is beneficial. So a 12-week study found that 3 sessions of aerobic exercises a week, in addition to calorie control, led to a 25-point increase in testosterone. Number 5 is avoid going too easy with the weights. To really trigger testosterone production, you need intensity. Think heavy resistance using maximum capacity for reps. Lifting too light won't create the hormonal signal your body needs. So challenge those muscles and focus on big muscle groups, and don't be afraid to go heavy. Safely, of course. And number 6, neglecting large muscle groups. So if you're doing heavy resistance training, but you're really focusing on individual muscles like bicep curls and triceps extensions, it's not enough. To really move the needle, you need to use compound exercises of your biggest muscles. Think squats, deadlifts, chest press. These types of exercises activate more androgen receptors, leading to a bigger testosterone boost. Number 8 is one that gets ignored all the time. Don't let stress control your life. Chronic stress increases that cortisol and blocks testosterone production. And they've even seen it in studies showing that men who have high work stress, like they hold multiple jobs or they have long commutes and tight deadlines, have lower testosterone. Also, one study with male medical residents are always really stressed out and really busy and are on call, had testosterone levels that were 250 nanograms per deciliter lower than other hospital employees who didn't have as stressful roles. So find out ways to lower stress where you can and prioritize your mental health. Number 9, avoid exposure to endocrine disruptors, especially BPAs. So BPAs, or bisphenol A, are chemicals found in plastic containers and packaging, and they can actually disrupt your hormone balance. Studies using National Health Survey data showed that adolescent boys who had higher urine BPA levels have lower testosterone. So try to drink from glass or metal containers, and don't ever heat up your food in plastic. Look for BPA-free labels, and these are sort of easy, simple ways that you can protect your testosterone. Finally, number 10, don't cut out healthy fats from your diet. Sometimes when you're losing weight, people tend to go really low with the fats, and the Mediterranean diet, which has vegetables, poultry, eggs, low-fat dairy, olive oil, and nuts as good fats, has the most evidence for supporting healthy testosterone. When you get extremely low-fat diets, it actually makes your testosterone drop. So make sure to include some good fats in your meals. If you learned something new today, make sure to subscribe to the channel and share this with a friend to show them you care about their health. And if you're interested in learning more about testosterone, I am working on a course about optimizing testosterone. If you are interested, join the waitlist in the description below. And as always, remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it.